So you want to be a game developer? Well, here's a guide on how to get started. Let's start with the cliche. It's never too late or too soon to start. Regardless of your age or education, there's something that you can get involved in. The amount of times I've heard, "Oh, I can't learn programming," or "I need to be smart." Boy, you don't need to be smart. I'm not smart. What I do have is a willingness to learn. That's really the bare minimum. So get acquainted with the peanut in your skull because you'll be using it more than a weeb uses his Nezuko pillow. So you've hardened your mind and you're eager to learn. Well, assuming your goal is to actually make a game, then honestly, I would recommend starting exactly there, by making a game. Don't go to college, don't read textbooks, and don't spend hundreds of dollars on a premium course. Just hear me out. Find a tutorial or an affordable online course for one of the popular game engines and get to work. Some engines include Unity, Unreal, Godot, and GameMaker. But don't let their respective communities fool you. They all suck. They just suck at different things. Unity and Unreal are like the juiced out gym bros. They're really strong, but one kick to the knees and they'll come crashing down. GameMaker streamlines 2D games but gets anxiety when you tell them there's a Z-axis. And Godot is great, but their community is a cult of engine worshippers that will sacrifice you for speaking poorly about their Lord and Savior. Do some research on what's best for you, but if you can't decide, just go with Unity like I did. The goal at this point is just to get your feet wet. See what the dev life tastes like. Why commit to spending a bunch of time and money into something before knowing if you're actually into it? It's like buying a grand piano to realize you're more into the sexy sax. My personal recommendation is to invest a few dollars on a course on Udemy or Skillshare, as these tend to be a structured learning program made by teachers, usually. Take it slow, maybe an hour or two a day, then when you're about halfway through the course, drop it. No really, f that course. Eventually you'll get bored and your return on investment plummets. The point of following the course isn't to make you a certified battle-hardened developer. It's literally just to get you familiar with the engine. Game engines have more crap than my mom's purse at checkout. Digging around on your own will only get you lost and discouraged. Having someone give you a tour for 2 or 3 weeks will give you the head start you need. Once they taught you how to spawn objects, move them around, track collision, and set some basic UI, it's time to jump out the bird's nest, my little hatchling. It's time to make your first game. The past few weeks were just a tutorial. Now you're looking at the first boss. The task is simple. Make the tiniest, most minuscule, the most copy-pasted piece of shit game the world has ever witnessed. It can be an auto-scroller about dodging dolphins, a twin-stick shooter about shooting dolphins, the first level of Mario, but the Goombas are dolphins. It really doesn't matter what the game is about at this point. It just needs to be small and simple. One character, one level, one objective. It doesn't matter how trash it is. It's your trash, your first trash. So be proud of it, because you'll probably make 50 more of them. I recommend making a list of all the things you'll need for the game. It'll help you gauge the amount of work and time you'll need for the project. Just keep in mind that whatever's on paper, it's probably twice the amount. If you can't come up with a game idea, just copy one from an old arcade or NES game. And if you can't draw, just grab some art from the internet. And no, it's not stealing. It's borrowing. But really, you're not selling this project or uploading it to Steam, so there's no rules. Just have fun. Websites like OpenGameR and itch.io have tons of free assets you can use. If you want to use art from actual games, Sprite Resource is great as well. I use it all the time when I'm studying pixel art. What matters is that you do this project without the guide rails of a tutorial. Of course, you should still look things up on Google or ChatGPT. In fact, you will absolutely be searching something every step of the way. But that's okay, searching will be your #1 skill. Because half the things developers put in a game are things they found on a help forum. By this stage, you're drinking from a fire hose. You might feel a bit confused or overwhelmed, but that's okay. Keep taking it slow and do what you can each day. I'm a firm believer that this is one of the best ways to get started. I call it forced learning. You'll learn new skills because it's something you need for the project. You'll learn how to track health bars because your project needs it. You'll learn how to despawn enemies because your project needs it. And you'll learn how to animate dolphin backflips because you convinced yourself your project needs it. This is actually exactly how I got into game development. For the first few weeks, I just followed a course on Udemy on my spare time, but then got bored and said f that course and gave myself 30 days to finish a game. I scoped, designed, and programmed all of the game in 30 days. And it was a steaming pile of shit. But none of that matters because in roughly 2 months, I went from never touching a game engine to having a playable trash game my friends can make fun of me for. It's also important to set a deadline because you don't want to get hung up on tweaking this game. You want to learn some things, then move on. Ideally, you would repeat this process numerous times, each time trying new ideas, new genres, new systems, new mechanics, but always keeping the same rules in mind. Keep it small, keep it fun, keep it simple. Over time, you'll compile a long list of skills, each complementing the previous. If you stuck with development for 1 or 2 mini projects, it's pretty much a good point for you to know if you want to continue this journey or not. You got a small taste of what development is about without spending too much time or money. If you're into artsy stuff, then maybe you can focus more on art and animations. And if you're just a nerd, then maybe you can focus on programming. Whatever the case may be, there's something for you in development. And here's actually a very serious note I want to tell people. Really, all jokes aside. You do not have to take game development seriously and make it a career. You can totally just make it a hobby. Make some meme games with friends every now and then. Keep it fun and keep making games about dolphins until you're ready to move to the next level. If you made it this far, thank you for watching this video. I'm experimenting with different forms of content, so feedback would really be appreciated. Additionally, you can wishlist Project Bloom on Steam. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.